Hello and welcome to Neptune's Harvest Organic Fertilizers PowerPoint. My name is Ann Molloy and I am the sales director here at Neptune's Harvest. There is a picture of me here on the right, and I will be walking you through this presentation today. Neptune's Harvest came about as a way to fully utilize the seafood that our parent company, Ocean Crest Seafoods, unloads and processes at our plant here in Gloucester, Massachusetts. This is a picture looking off of our dock where we unload the boats and fillet the fish and process the rest into fertilizer. You can look in the bottom right corner and there's a boat unloading at our dock. These are the type of boats that we usually unload, and they catch North American ground fish like haddock, cod, flounder. 15 to 20 different species at least come into our dock every day. And when you fillet a fish, 30 to 40% is the fillet and 60 to 70% is left over. When we went into business, this portion of the fish was being used for pet food at a local Gloucester company, and they went out of business. At that point in the 80s, we were forced to pay fishermen to take that fish remains, which we call gurry, back out to sea and dump it. It was very expensive, it was wasteful, it was bad for the environment, and this is how we ended up in the fertilizer business, just trying to utilize 100% of the fish and not waste anything. We are a family company. My grandfather bought this property in the 1920s, so the property's been in our family 100 years, and my dad had the idea to turn the fish remains, the gurry, into fertilizer in the 80s. So we've been a fertilizer company since the 80s. Out of 45 employees, 16 are family, so big family business here. All the fish are caught well offshore in the very cold, clean, dark, mineral-rich North Atlantic ocean water, which is the perfect source for nutrients that plants and soil need. The whole world was under ocean water at one point, so it kind of makes sense why all the nutrients that are from the sea are everything that plants and soil need. So after we unload the boats, we fillet the fish, and the 60 to 70% left over, we grind it up, we liquefy it, we stabilize it so it has an indefinite shelf life, and we screen it through several screening processes, the final being a 150 micron screen, which looks like cloth. So we'll go through any sprayer or drip tape, no problem. We have a cold process all the way through, which keeps all your heat-sensitive nutrients intact and the enzymes alive in the final product. It's not an emulsion. We don't cook the fish. We don't remove the oils. It is a much better product than a fish emulsion. It doesn't stink like emulsion, which is huge, and it's just going to work a whole lot better than any emulsion would ever work. It's the consistency of chocolate milk. It is organic, it's safe for your kids, your pets, and you can go on your lawn right away. You don't have to worry about anything like that. We have 3 main products in our liquid line: the fish fertilizer, fish and seaweed blend, straight seaweed, and then we have 4 specialty fertilizers. Excuse me. We have a tomato and veg, rose and flowering, turf formula, and lawn starter. I'll go through each of those individually. We have a cult-like following of giant pumpkin growers. They absolutely love our product, and it really helps because it helps the plants with any stress that they might go through. And of course, if you're growing large things, they do go through a lot of stress. If you go to our website, you can see all our testimonials there, and a lot of them are from giant pumpkin growers. In fact, in 2020, the largest pumpkin ever grown in North America was grown using our fertilizer, and it was grown in Minnesota, and it was 2,350 pounds. So you can imagine the size of that. It is very healthy to use on all crops. The first picture here is hops, and then we have some flowers. It really brings out the color on flowers like you would not believe. I always say you want to get your sunglasses out when you're looking at those flowers, because you're just not going to believe how bright those colors are. But that's something you'll definitely notice, along with the increased yield, longer blooms, is the color on the flowers. And everything you grow is going to have that deep, healthy green color. And it really raises the relative feed value and the total digestible nutrients, so it makes very nutrient dense food, which is big these days, and everybody should be thinking about that sort of thing. So you can see how healthy that lettuce is. It also really builds the sugar in the plants and makes them less susceptible to insect damage and disease. So you won't see a lot of insect damage or disease when you use this product. Not only do we help giant pumpkin growers, these are other people that have sent us pictures. There's a huge cabbage. This is the Ohio record, or at least it was at the time, 260-pound watermelon grown in Ohio, which is crazy. And then that is a beet grown right here in Ipswich, Massachusetts. So for the dry products, we have a crab and lobster shell and a kelp meal. Those are also organic, and I will go into more details on those individually. This is a picture of my brother's lawn. So it was October, and he had a bag of crab shell in the shed, and my sister-in-law wanted to get rid of it. So she went out and very haphazardly, quickly, put it in the drop spreader and did her lawn. Well, this picture was taken in December here in Massachusetts, and you can clearly see where she went and where she didn't by the dark green. And so when you recommend this product or use it yourself, you should always use a broadcast spreader and be a little more meticulous of how you go, unless, of course, you want to put a pattern in your lawn, then you could do it like this. But you can just see how well it works, and it has a lot of other benefits, which I will go over when we get to that slide. So this is our fish fertilizer, 241 NPK. It's not only got your NPK, which is your macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but it also has micronutrients, trace elements, amino acids, vitamins, enzymes, minerals, natural growth promoters that are in fish that make fish grow, plus all your omega oils. So it's a natural sticker spreader. It just has everything in it that the plants could need, and the soil to make it very healthy. So it's our main primary product. It comes in pints, quarts, gallons, 5-gallon pails, and also 55-gallon drums and 275-gallon bulk totes if you ever have a need for a larger container. It is one of those products that I just can't say enough about. It does so much for the plants and the soil. It has all the micronutrients that are going to really help with your root development. It works on absolutely everything that grows. It increases yield. It increases quality. It raises the bricks. And insects can't digest sugar. Bricks are your sugar. So it's going to be a lot less susceptible to insect damage and disease. Like I said, it makes very nutrient-dense food. It builds the organic matter in the soil, and it feeds the biological life and the beneficial bacteria and all the microbes. So you'll have looser soil, better able to drain, and it'll also sequester carbon. So it really, I like to say, Neptune's harvest, helping save the world. But it really does help with that. So it has that benefit. And it's a natural sticker spreader. You could put it out with anything that you would normally need a sticker spreader for because of the oils in the fish. It's also a great deer repellent. So we have farmers that buy it for deer repellent. They could care less it's fertilizer. They could care less it's organic. They just love it because it's a great deer repellent. So there's a bonus. And it's 1 ounce per gallon of water, so it really goes a long way. A gallon will make 128 gallons of fertilizer, just like all of our liquids. And it is OMRI listed, approved for organic use with OMRI, which stands for Organic Materials Review Institute. So anytime you see that armory, you know it's 100% safe to recommend to anybody or use yourself for certified organic crops. The fish and seaweed has all the same benefits of the fish. It's 75% fish, 25% seaweed, so you're still getting mostly fish, but then you get the benefits of the seaweed, which gives you a lot of micronutrients, amino acids, growth promoters, trace minerals, things like that. So all the same packaging as the fish. Probably the number one seller. If I had to pick just one, I would say this is our number one seller. This is the straight seaweed fertilizer. So you're going to get some plant hardiness with this, some frost protection, some drought protection. It increases the shelf life on produce, eliminates powdery mildew as a foliar feed. All of these products are great foliar feeds. Always spray early in the morning when the morning dew is still out, ideally. You can also spray in the evening, but never in the heat of the day. If you do spray in the evening, you have to be careful because you don't really want to put your plants to bed wet. That's when you can get fungus and disease. So usually early morning is ideal for any foliar spraying. But I call it our rescue product. It'll rescue the plant through any stress. If you're getting powdery mildew on a plant, you liquid spray this on top, it'll wipe it out in a day. Anytime the plant is going through any stress, hail or any stress, this is our rescue product. It'll bring it back to life in no time at all, and it's just got so many other benefits too. But I highly recommend trying that one. Also, OMRI listed, fantastic rescue product. It's not a complete fertilizer, it's a 001, so no nitrogen or phosphorus. It's got the trace minerals and the potassium. But like I say, anytime the plant's going through stress, you can't beat this product. Fairly new is a liquid crab and lobster shell. We have micronized our shell so fine that it stays in suspension. And this is also 1 ounce per gallon of water. It is great for cloning, transplanting, any seed starting, things like that. You could just dip the roots in for 5 seconds in the diluted fertilizer, and it will really prevent transplant shock. It really helps the plant get off to a great start. Anytime you want to add extra calcium, or it has the chitin in it too, which gives you some insecticidal properties, that is a liquid form for things that are already planted. You could get it on there, whereas the dry product, which I'm going to talk about in a second, you have to mix it in prior to planting. So if you want to get the crab and lobster down, but you've already planted, this is another great application for this product. The feedback has been phenomenal from people that have tried it so far. So this is the dry crab and lobster, which was our original product. This also has a ton of benefits. It is 530 NPK, and it's got 17 to 23% calcium, 1.3 to 1.7 magnesium, so it's got a great cal-mag ratio. It's high in something called chitin, CHITIN is how you spell it. And that helps with root nematodes, grubs, ants, fungus, because those things are all chitin-based in structure. So once you get that chitin in the soil, it'll build the chitin-eating bacteria. So anything that is chitin-based in structure will get eaten, basically. If you put it on top of the soil, you'll prevent slugs from crawling over it because it'll cut them. And if you plant it with bulbs and things like that, it'll keep the critters from digging up your bulbs because it'll also cut their little pads. It also aerates the soil, giving the roots room to breathe and move, so that helps with your root development. And if you mix it in nice and deep, either in your soil, potting mix, anything before you plant a new planting, the roots will actually reach for those shell chunks as a food source, driving them nice and deep. So the deeper the roots, the stronger the plant, and the higher the yield it will be able to handle. So it's an excellent dry organic fertilizer. It breaks down slowly, so the bigger chunks break down nice and slow, and the smaller chunks, maybe they're all the way down to a size of a grain of sand, are more immediately available. So you only have to put it in that one time before planting any new plantings, every year, or in potting soils every time you amend your soil to plant something else. You always want to add some of this crab and lobster shell. It'll also prevent blossom end rot because it's high in calcium. So it has a lot of benefits. 10 pounds covers 1,000 square feet, and it is generically approved as organic, so we didn't spend the money to have it on relisted, but it is approved for organic agriculture generically. Next is our kelp meal. Fantastic when mixed in with the crab shell in soil before planting, because then you have a complete fertilizer. It would be a 632 NPK, and this kelp meal has a lot of trace minerals, so it's fantastic for root development. That's what they need. Also builds organic matter in the soil, which is healthy, and retains moisture because it doubles in size when it gets wet, like beads up kind of like a polymer. It'll really retain the moisture in the soil or potting mix. So highly recommended to put in the soil before planting with the crab and lobster shell. It's also great for lawns too, so that could be put in a spreader with the crab and run through a spreader for the lawn application once a month. And also, this is 10 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So now we're going into our specialty fertilizers. These have fish, seaweed, molasses, humate, and yucca extract. All really great things that organic growers like to use all in one product. And it's a very high energy mix, so it really gets that biological life going. It really feeds the plant everything it could ever need and works fantastic on all tomatoes and vegetables, of course, but also as a veg formula, which a lot of growers like to really veg a plant before it starts to flower, and this is great for that. The rose and flowering has all the same ingredients in varying amounts, and it is excellent used in conjunction with the tomato and veg. First you veg the plant and then you flower the plant, so you get more blooms, and more buds are going to give you a bigger amount of flowers or tomatoes or whatever vegetables you're growing. But also a great standalone product, so you don't need to use them together. They do their own thing beautifully, but a lot of people do like to use them together. So really, again, brings out the color in flowers, works fantastic at keeping everything healthy, high yielding, and it's the highest phosphorus we sell, so it really is our bud flowering formula. Also 1 ounce per gallon like everything else. Lawn Starter used to be our turf formula, but we made it Lawn Starter. Basically, label registration will have you, allows phosphorus for a lawn starter. A lot of communities are coming up with zero phosphorus, so they're banning phosphorus for lawn fertilizers. And so if that's the case, you'll go with the turf formula, but if not, you could use this product year-round on the lawn, all organic, not approved organic by Armory, just because we haven't spent the money to do so, but it is allowable, and it's all organic ingredients. We sell it to golf courses all over the country. Landscapers absolutely love it, and we ship it as far away as Hawaii. That's how well it works. People pay a lot of shipping to get it there because they absolutely love the results. And it is 1 gallon for 8,000 square feet, and you would apply it once a month, spring to fall. Here is our turf formula, same thing, except it's stabilized with citric acid instead of phosphoric acid. So if anybody has a phosphorus ban, you could use this product and it'll work fantastic. You can see the before picture and the after picture here on the left, and it's just amazing how green and thick, and it'll give you that real strong root system, so it'll keep it green longer, even through drought periods, as opposed to chemicals where it would just burn your lawn if you had a water ban. So you'll save a lot of money in water, and it gives you such a thick lawn that it'll eventually choke out the weeds. So it's, safe for the kids and the pets, and it's just going to give you the results that really can make you proud and make your neighbors turn their heads and say, What are you doing on your lawn? It's amazing. So that's pretty much it on all the products. This is a display rack that you can get. And this shows you how the cases are packaged. And then there's some other little pictures here. There's more watermelons, vibrant flowers. There's some window boxes that were just overflowing. And the woman sent us a testimonial like, you can't believe these window boxes. You can hardly see out my windows. The flowers are so huge. More big pumpkins. All these testimonials are on our website, and you should check it out because people send us pictures all the time, and they're just unbelievable. It's amazing. This is our warehouse a few miles away from where we make the product, and this is where we bottle it, label it, ship it. This is where our offices are, and so we're just expanding all the time. We have plenty of room here to stockpile products so that we can get them to you when you'd like them. If you have any questions, please email me at Ann, A-N-N, at neptunesharvest.com, or call the office, 1-800-259-4769, and anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, East Coast time. I'd be happy to go over anything with you, get you samples or anything else you might need, answer any questions, and whatever you'd like, you let us know. We'll help you. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this whole long lecture here. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, please let me know if you need anything else. Thank you very much. Have a great day.